Do you believe in the Mothman?
I mean, I don't know.
Hello, and welcome to A Guide to the Unknown Rewind. No Kristen, just her little brother William. Way back in episode 3 of Guide to the Unknown, we covered the Mothman for the first and only time. When we originally started this podcast, Kristen and I would each bring a different topic to the table to discuss, which means that the Mothman did not get the entire spotlight for a full episode like we would do today. So, we're going to fix that. This coming Friday, we're going to revisit the story of the Mothman. But before we do that, we wanted to re-release this original covering to, I don't know, refresh everybody on what we've done before so that we can get all the new stuff and have it all clustered together. Why not? So check out this original conversation about the Mothman. It's mostly about Jeepers Creepers. We talk about grave digging. The audio is not that great. But you know what? It's super fun, and it's, quite frankly, it's one of the beginnings of Guide to the Unknown. So check it out, and then come back on Friday for the Mothman's return to the feed. Enjoy. Kristen.
Okay.
Your entry for the Guide to the Unknown.
Mine is a familiar one, but I really enjoy it. The Mothman.
Ooh! Pumped about this.
Okay, good. All right. So the Mothman is said to have originated in West Virginia. Oh, all right.
Real quick, can I tell you what I know about it?
Yes.
There's a movie called The Mothman Prophecies.
Yes. That's it?
Richard Gere is in it.
Yes. And who else? Deborah Messing. Yes.
All right, that's everything I know. I already know a little more than I thought I knew. Yeah, I've never seen it.
More than you think.
I've never seen it. I'm aware of it as being a cryptid, right?
What about Jeepers Creepers?
Jeepers as a Mothman?
Basically, that's what I was talking about. Is left out of Wikipedia. Jeepers Creepers is 100% based on the Mothman.
We know. Just call him Jeepers.
Jeepers. It doesn't say that, but like, yeah, he's totally a Mothman.
I have no idea what a Mothman is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So...
I will say, though, that Jeepers Creepers 3 is coming out. And on Facebook, it was advertised to me with the creeper. It was like a behind-the-scenes shot of him up on wires. Jeeper?
Yeah.
Jeepers. And it's obviously because they're doing wire work because he's supposed to be able to fly.
Oh, I saw this.
Yeah, and I commented, I said, this movie looks like shit. I can see the wires. Yeah. Someone commented and said, like, yeah, no wonder you can see the wires. It's not from the movie, you idiot. Like, oh. Oh, you got me.
You've got me there.
Oh, man, I feel so stupid.
That's amazing. But, you know, he's saying the exact same thing about you. He's like, this guy commented on it. It's a pre-production picture.
Pre-production, as in before the production even started, you goob.
Oh, God. So, the Mothman originated, or did he, in West Virginia in 1966.
Okay.
Well, so the Mothman is this, there's a lot of, you know, well, not a lot, but there's variation in what they say it looks like.
Sure.
It's like a humongous winged creature.
Oh.
Some things say that it looks, or some people have said that it looks like a man with wings or whatever. Some people say it looks like a moth, hence the name, and like doesn't have a neck and stuff, so it's just like this like thing with like a humongous wingspan. And then there's like...
I'm nice when you get to know me.
I know, you're just like... Argh. Like Humpty Dumpty with wings. But like a moth. You know, a moth is just like an oval with wings. But the wingspan is supposed to be like humongous. And some things are reported there being like weird hang danglers like from its mouth. So one of the proposed explanations is that it's just a really huge owl with a snake in its mouth. Because it has like a wiggly mustache, I guess.
What is it? Is it Occam's razor? The simplest solution is often the... Yeah. Giant owl with a snake in its mouth.
That's the simplest we got, I guess. The simplest. And
which is literally somebody just very simplistically going, owl plus snake might be shaped like that.
Right.
That's it. Like, it just been like...
100%.
What if they were really close to each other?
100%. So there is a variety of heron or crane, which is basically the same thing, that can be humongous. They can be like 6 or 7 feet tall and have like a 10-foot wingspan.
Really?
But they're South African.
Oh, okay.
So people have speculated that it's something like that because there is this like enormous bird. Does that sound scary?
Yeah. Birds are freaky.
Birds freak me out. Yeah. Well, like big birds like that, I don't really give a shit about a pigeon or something. But like big birds like that are like way too big. I can't with that. Although I did almost, it's a totally you had to be there thing, which I realized even in the moment, so I didn't do it. But there was a pigeon on our well, not on our roof, but like where you can see through the window, and then there's like another like little roofy thing below it. Yeah. You know? And I was like, that pigeon's head is way too big for its body. And I was like, oh man, I have to take a picture and show everybody. And then I was like, no.
You're like Brian Fellows. Your job. You're constantly just being like, that bird is looking at me.
No. That was at home.
That bird is looking at me.
Those birds though, oh. When the time comes, listeners/viewers, it's a seasonal thing, but there are vultures that come hang out on the railing outside my job's huge windows, and they're so freaky. They just stare inside. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, I don't like those birds. They're like dinosaurs.
Yeah, they are.
It's freaky. Anyway,
they're descendants of dinosaurs.
Yes,
yeah.
But they look. That looks like a dinosaur living today. Like a giant vulture like that. I don't like it. I came around. I just realized. I say that knee jerk. I remember I kind of came around on it.
You forgot you actually like them.
I don't love them, right? Well, because my knee jerk.
Oh, I forgot. I disagree with everything I just said.
No, they're freaky, but I got used to them. I just remembered.
All right.
I bet I'll have the same adjustment when it happens again.
It would probably be jarring.
I bet I'm going to be horrified, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, they're those like gross birds that hang out outside. I can handle that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so there is that's an idea, is that it's like this huge actual bird. So I think that's more the Occam's razor thing. However, I mean, it seems insanely large, and there's no bird of that breed or anything in the area. Yeah. Like that's not native at all to America, let alone like the area, West Virginia. So another theory about it is that it's a bird that's been mutated by like nuclear waste.
Ooh.
Or chemical waste, maybe not nuclear, chemical waste.
Okay.
And so something that kind of supports that is that it was in the area of an abandoned TNT plant. And there was like a lake or a river by it, and fishermen there said that there were just like chemicals abandoned in the water. And it was named one of the most polluted places in America or something. Like it was like all screwed up.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, maybe it's a sort of like, it would be an insane mutation. This thing
right, for it to grow like many times the size of any
completely.
Of those local birds.
Yeah, completely. But the first sighting of it was 5 guys digging a grave at night. So that must have been quite a scene. Again, it was in 1966.
Huh? Oh.
But it's supposed to be like 6 feet tall and have like a 10-foot wingspan. Like,
yeah, why are there 5 guys digging a grave at night?
I thought the same thing. Doesn't it seem like a lot of guys be digging a grave?
Feels like
in 1966, didn't they already have some machinery for this?
In 1966?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So they're just like 5 guys who all had to pitch in with shovels?
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Seems odd, right?
Yeah. Seems like they'd all be in each other's way.
I was saying the same thing. I was like, that seems like an inefficient way to dig a grave.
Also, maybe I'm wrong about this. I feel like grave digging is a job for the day.
Oh, yeah. I would. Well, actually, I think there was a thing about not doing it in the day. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I think they do it at night sometimes. I don't know if that was like an old, like, superstition sort of thing, which would seem to be the opposite. But, like, I think there was a thing about digging graves at night.
Boy, how do you end up with the job of being a grave digger?
I don't know. Like anything. Like, everybody has some job to do. I guess you just don't mind it for whatever reason.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't mean to say that like a treat, whoever does it is obviously a weirdo or something.
No, I know.
But I'm saying, like, it seems like there would have to be some story of being like, and that's how I became a grave digger.
Yeah.
Unless it's just like, I don't know, like everyone in my family did it. We're in like the sort of like funeral home business. But it's like, how do you just book, like, I was
Dad's like, I need a job.
Yeah.
I can do that job, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I guess for some people, they'd just like, whatever, I don't care.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Not me, but... And then the second sighting was 2 couples were out together in the same car for a joyride. And they were in the area of the abandoned TNT plant. Which, by the way, they said that the Mothman lived in the abandoned TNT plant.
That's cool.
Isn't that totally awesome?
That's like kind of like... That's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like a really cool place for a monster to live.
That's like something I was something made up, but like that's like something from a comic book or something.
Yeah.
Like there's like a monster that lives in the abandoned TNT plant.
Oh yeah, the guy in the dynamite factory?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like a 7-foot tall bird.
Right. So, so these two couples are joyriding together in the area of that plant. Some people said they pulled over for like a lover's lane situation, which is so weird because at least one of the couples was married. I can't remember off the top of my head. And, like, presumably lived together. Like, why are you going to make out together in a car?
I don't like that you can just pull over anywhere and have a lover's lane situation.
I know.
I feel like lover's lane is supposed to be the name of a road you're on that overlooks the town. I don't like that someone's like, any lane can be lover's lane.
Ew.
That's gross.
I think that anything that's abandoned can be a lover's lane.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I think if it's an area
what
lover's
lane means?
If it's going to be an area that's not trafficked.
I thought it was like the spot that everyone knows is Lover's Lane.
It could be, but
maybe it's not literally called Lover's Lane, but
right.
It like overlooks the city and everyone knows that it's kind of like where teenagers go to neck.
See, I don't even think about it as being like a pretty area that overlooks the city.
It feels so much more
I think
insidious when it's like, we'll pull over by the old dynamite factory.
100%. I think of it as being an area that people aren't going to be driving by a lot.
Yeah.
It's like a creepy road or something. Yeah. Like, I don't think of it as like Lookout Point.
I know just where to go where that giant mutated bird lives.
So, I don't know if they were just driving in that area or if they had pulled over to Neck.
Yeah.
But then they were driving and they said this giant bird creature started driving over the car and like enough that they could see it, I guess. Or, yeah. Flying.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh man, they're like, lose it, Ted, or whatever. So he started like driving really fast. And
I'm trying to lose it. Yeah. The fellas at school are going to keep making fun of me.
Yeah, they're grown-ups. They were like
lose
married.
It soon.
Although maybe in 66 they like got married like real young.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, so they said they went up to 100 miles an hour and that it kept pace with them.
Wow.
This thing was just flying over their car and they're like, eh. And then not long after that, the wife of one of the couples had a nervous breakdown. Her dad had to bring her to the hospital.
Wow.
Because she was so stressed out about the whole thing. Completely freaked out because they thought that they lost it at one point and then it found them again. And started flying over them again.
That is one of those things that, like, if you encountered something that was so seemingly impossible, I feel like it would. One of the primary things that would happen is it would, in a moment, shatter your sanity.
Oh, I'd go quite mad.
Yeah.
And so the first newspaper report that was published about that, it was in the Point Pleasant Register, November 16th, 1966. 3 6s in that, I just noticed. And it was titled, "Couples See Man-Sized Bird Creature Something."
It was in the...
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the name of the publication?
The Point Pleasant Register.
The Point Pleasant Register?
Yeah.
Can you read me the headline again?
Couples see man-sized bird, ... creature, ... something. Yeah, I didn't look this up. It was just in...
I'm just curious. I wonder if we can find like a microfiche.
Yeah.
Wow. This is cool. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't really look like a newspaper.
No.
Couple see man-sized bird creature something.
We'll go to the images thing. Maybe that's just like the, for some reason.
Yeah, okay.
Transcription.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Here's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so now I'll just read the text.
Yeah.
It was a bird or something. It definitely wasn't a flying saucer. 2 Point Pleasant couples said today they encountered a man-sized, bird-like creature in the TNT area about midnight last night. Sheriff's deputy and city police went to the scene about 2 o'clock this morning, but were unable to spot anything. But the two young men telling their story this morning were dead serious and asserted they had not been drinking. Steve Mallet of 3305 Jackson Avenue and Roger Scarberry of this address.
It was the Scarberry gal who had a nervous breakdown.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Described the thing as being about 6 or 7 feet tall, having a wingspan of 10 feet and red eyes about 2 inches in diameter and 6 inches apart. It was like a man with wings, Mallet said. It wasn't like anything you'd see on TV or in a monster movie. The men and their wives were in Scarberry's car between 11:30 p.m. and midnight when they spotted the creature near the old power plant adjacent to the old National Guard Armory buildings. The creature was seen standing on 3 occasions and was described as being extremely fast. It flew about 100 miles an hour in flight, but was a clumsy runner. Deputy Miller Halstead said he had seen dust in the vicinity of a coal field, but it could have been caused by the bird, he said. I'm a hard guy to scare, Scarberry said, but last night I was getting out of there. They did just that, but the thing followed them. They said it was hovering the car, apparently gliding. until they reached the National Guard Armory on Route 62. We went downtown, turned around, and went back, and there it was again. It seemed to be waiting on us. He said the light gray-like creature then scurried through a field. Ugh. It had also flown on top of the car. It is apparently afraid of light, and maybe it thought it was scaring us off. I won't read anymore. His eyes glow red.
That's what I was about to say. So you were talking about something glowing red or things like light reflecting on things making it look like they glow.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And then that reminds me, where Will Smith came into the story, Will the Smith.
Yeah.
Was that, and I'm not gonna go too far into this because I think we'll do this another day, but that Men in Black came to visit people who have said that they saw the Mothman.
Cool.
Yep, totally. So some reports of the Men in Black are the Men in Black that are like in the movie Men in Black, where it's like government types.
Yeah.
Some are like the Men in Black that are like weird alien types that communicate with you telepathically.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
All right.
There are 2 types of Men in Black.
Interesting.
In Legend Worlds. So that's part of it. And then the other thing is that right around the time, so it was only for like a year that people, and specifically in West Virginia, were seeing the Mothman. Like there are a bunch of different sightings, like a rash of Mothman sightings, basically. And then not long after that, there was the collapse of the Silver Bridge in West Virginia, which killed like a ton of people. It was like a bridge that cars drive on.
Wow.
And it collapsed and like a ton of people died. And so it's kind of said that the Mothman is like a harbinger of death.
Oh.
And doom and stuff like that.
So they don't think he caused it. They think that he...
I think some people think that he caused it, and some people think that
he was perhaps drawn to the area.
Right, exactly. And so then there are pictures that you can look up of like the Mothman at Chernobyl, the Mothman by the towers on 9/11. Like...
I don't like it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And like... It'll just be like a shape... like next to things like this. And then there are images where they like doctored it. Yeah. But they're like, this is probably, whatever.
Yeah.
So that is part of the Mothman mythos now. So, that like he could be like bringing in doom, drawn to doom, harbinger of doom.
So the Mothman Prophecy is the movie. Does that literally refer to the idea that this is a creature that is a harbinger of doom?
I have seen that before, but I really don't remember it. I saw it like forever ago.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be pretty bad. And I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it had something to do with like numerology or something. I guess I'm wrong about that.
I mean, maybe. I haven't seen it in forever, so I really don't remember. And then I also found that so like Point Pleasant is very into the whole Mothman thing. They like the legend of it. There's a statue of the Mothman in Point Pleasant. They have like a Mothman festival every year.
What?
There's a Mothman museum that has a 24/7 moth cam. So you can see people taking selfies with the Mothman statue.
All right.
It didn't work when I went on it today, though, so I don't know if that moth cam is, like, really highly maintained.
Mothman Museum moth cam?
Yep.
Moth cam.
Maybe it's just my computer, but...
The word moth is getting hard to say.
Moth.
All of a sudden, it's starting to lose meaning, the moth cam appears to be down.
Yeah, see, that's what happened to me, too.
Yeah, all
right. Moth cam down. And... yeah, I think it's... for some reason, I find the Mothman super compelling. And I guess a lot of other people do, too, because I feel like it's one of the more well-known and popular cryptid stories.
Do you believe in the Mothman?
I mean... I don't know. I guess not.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really... I don't know. I think that these people saw something. I don't think that they all got together and they were like, let's hoax it.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I really don't... I do believe that there are people that are very opportunistic, and I do believe there are a lot of liars out there.
Yeah.
But I also don't necessarily believe that people spontaneously just go like, oh, hey, got a really cool idea for something that we should just all pretend we saw.
Yeah, I don't think so. I know that's a theory that some people have. They're like, well, it's kind of like a sleepy town. Like, there wasn't a lot to do at that time. But I don't know. I don't really think so.
Yeah, I guess the next question would be, like, who would benefit from that lie? Like, did somehow these people who are like, a Mothman flew above our car at 100 miles an hour, that doesn't make them automatically rich.
Yeah,
I guess maybe it gets them
the
attention.
Newspaper and attention. But I feel like it would have come out. I feel like if the town was really like, let's keep this going, like whatever, like someone would say something about it. If anything, like, I don't know, like just like a humongous bird. I really don't know. Like, but It is weird how so many people have reported the scope as being huge, but it could be that kind of thing where it's like there's one story where who even knows? I'm making it up, but shadow made it appear huger, like something made it appear huger, and that story was obviously in the news and everything, and then it's in people's minds.
Right.
And then when they see a bird that's kind of big, they blow it up in their own minds. Like, not even deliberately, just like your imagination takes over possibly or something.
I would also posit a theory that you've got 4 people in the car. One person sees something that startles them. Communicates to the other 3, like, oh my God, did you guys see that?
Yeah.
No, what? I saw a giant bird.
Yeah.
It looked like a man. I don't know what it was. The other 3 of them never saw it, but maybe they see flits of wings. Maybe they see... parts of something that they now imagine to be a small part of a much larger whole. Now, all of a sudden, all 4 of them agree. But really, it was one person who saw something crazy.
Well, maybe. I mean, there's no reason to think that.
No, I agree. I'm not trying to discount it outright.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take the story that we have in front of us and posit a possible explanation.
Yeah.
Which I think is like, I guess in a lot of myth hunting and ghost hunting and stuff, there are people that try to discredit every possible solution so that in the hopes that there will be something left over that they can't disprove.
Right.
And I wonder, though, like in this case, I think it's awesome, but you just can't discount the concept of how powerful hysteria is.
Oh, totally.
If all of a sudden the driver of the car is gunning it at 100 miles an hour, insisting that there's a 6-foot monster flying above the car.
Well, that's the thing, too. I was about to say, the fact that it's above the car, I think that there's a lot to the idea that they saw a part of something and they got the impression that it was huger and spanning the
maybe it was many
car.
somethings.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe many small,
I think that
maybe it was like a bunch of bats.
Also be,
Right? Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, the owl theory is...
The owl, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but like, how huge would that owl be?
So in pop culture, is it just the Mothman Prophecies?
No, there's the Mothman Prophecy, but there's not that much. Mothman Prophecies, I am positive that Jeepers Creepers is based on this.
Why?
Because it's like a giant flying man who's flying with their car at one point.
Yeah, but it seems like there's more to the Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, but I think he has his roots in Mothman.
You think so?
I'm positive. Google Jeepers Creepers Mothman, see what happens.
Okay, let's do it.
Isn't he flying directly over their car for a while?
Yeah, but he's like a big bat monster creep. Oh, I didn't add Mothman. I just searched for Jeepers Creepers. What a bad name.
It's so weird.
The real life inspiration for Victor Salva's Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers, it's Mothman.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah, I guess it is frequently believed. People do think that Jeepers Creepers is based on the Mothman.
At least aspects of it, not the whole thing.
Yeah, no, because Jeepers Creepers is also about, like he eats parts of people and steals body parts and
Jeepers
stuff.
Creepers is good.
Yeah. It's written and directed by like a child molester, right? Victor Salva.
No.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. So a lot of people are like boycotting the fact that there's a new movie.
Did he make the new movie?
Yes. Now the other thing is that like supposedly he did his time. Like if you believe in justice, right? If you believe in law,
I have a very hard time with.
I know everybody does.
Yeah,
and I think they should.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Apparently, he's been permitted in whatever structure of he's working within to be working in Hollywood with actors. And I don't know, but
that's such a tough thing.
I know it is, and I'm not gonna.
The Allen thing, Roman Polanski.
But I'll tell you this: whether or not Jeepers Creepers is based on the Mothman, are you aware of the other thing that it is based on? And I say this because
Jeepers Creepers is based on.
Yeah,
I think I am, but tell me.
There was. At the very beginning of Jeepers Creepers, Justin
Long
Hoffman, or is very close to Mothman. Justin Long,
and awfully close to Dustin Hoffman.
You're right.
Awfully close. Strangely close.
Yeah. So he and his sister in the movie,
Katherine Heigl, right? Is it?
What?
Is it Katherine Heigl?
I have no idea. Are driving down a long straight road in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, a big, dusty, dirty truck flies down the highway behind them, pulls right up on their bumper. Aggressively. So they wave him around. They drive off to the side of the road. He keeps going.
Yeah.
Drives off into the horizon. They lose sight of him.
A
while later, they're driving, and all of a sudden, there's an old farmhouse on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And as they're driving past it, they see the truck parked around to the side of the house, and the driver of the truck is removing something from the back and dropping it in a hole in the ground. And it looks a lot like a body. And as they're driving past, they're staring at him, and this is Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers turns and watches them and just stands watching them as they continue to drive past. And he's obviously marking them, watching them, making a note of them, feeling threatened by them, feeling like he has to get them. And they are terrified. They're in the middle of nowhere, nothing to do. That is something that really happened. It was on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. There was a couple driving, and they saw...
By the way, not Katherine Heigl.
No. Oh, no?
No.
They saw a big dusty old truck off the side of a farmhouse. Somebody removing what looked like a human body from the back of it. And the person removing the body turned and saw their car. So what this couple did was...
Hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
They stayed in the area. They waited. They waited for the truck to go away. They doubled back and went to the farmhouse to try to confirm whether or not it was a body.
Bold.
How bold is that?
They're really brave.
Yeah.
So what happened?
I don't know. You'll have to watch Unsolved Mysteries to figure it out.
No problem.
I don't know. One of the coolest horror concepts I've ever seen.
Yeah, I completely agree. That part in Jeepers Creepers is like...
Sort of just staring, watching you from like 100 yards away. But it doesn't matter how far away he is. It feels like he's already completely got you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So Jeepers Creepers, the Mothman Prophecies. There's a sci-fi movie called The Mothman. Unsolved Mysteries segment about Mothman. Castlevania, Dawn of Sorrow. And then later again in Castlevania, Portrait of Ruin.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now those are some good games.
I'm sure. Well, the Mothman is featured in them.
Cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
So that is the story of the Mothman.
Nice.
And there you go. That is how we originally covered the Mothman way back in episode 3, the 3rd episode. Unbelievable. Hope you enjoyed it. I realized that it was bizarre, but that's why we're going to give the Mothman a little more time to spread his wings this Friday. So make sure you come back then to hear how we cover him today. And as always, go follow at GTTUpod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to keep up to date with what we're doing. You can go to patreon.com/GTTUpod to support us and get back a ton of bonus shows in return. This past Monday, we released our review of the brand new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie on Netflix. And I believe that went out to... Yeah, that went out to Ghosts, Demons, and Banshees, meaning that you can get that show starting at $4 a month. If you sign up for what we call our Demon tier, you get a brand new show every single Monday. You get twice the amount of Guide to the Unknown as anybody else on the planet. What an exclusive club. Follow Kristen at Chillin' Kristen. Follow me at The Myth Traveler. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, everybody. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you on Friday for more Mothman, but until that time comes, I must travel back to the netherworld. Go me. Bam. I think that's proof that I don't even need Kristen. How about just Will from now on? Talk about sharing the spotlight.